Hi, I'm Ruble Chandy, the #1 best-selling author of 90 Days to Life and the creator of Accelerator Business Seminars. So today I'm going to talk about a fascinating topic. Does your fear have intelligence? Does your fear have intelligence? Like you're afraid of a thing. You're afraid that your business is going to fail. You're afraid that you might not have enough income this month. You're afraid that you might fail again. You're afraid that you might be rejected. You're afraid that you might not be having a future in your business. Does it have intelligence? And what to take from there? And if you know how to handle this, if you know how to manage this fear, and let's say if you're able to use this intelligence, then you're able to take your business to the next level. But if you don't, then what happens is fear is overruling your business. Fear is deciding what you need to be doing in your business. That's what we want to avoid. So how do we tap in? Is there intelligence in fear? And if so, how do we tap into the intelligence of fear? That's what we're going to discuss today. Let's unpack this. So fear. Here's what I propose. Every fear in any level, whether it is tiny fear, big fear, like ginormous fear, all of them have intelligence. So all of this fear is coming to you, staying with you. Imagine this is a person who's staying with you in your bedroom, in your office room, in your life, in your boardroom. The purpose of this fear is to give you some level of intelligence. So keep in mind that the effect of that intelligence today is working against you. Right. So I'm understanding that. I'm not glorifying fear and say, oh, this is the best thing that ever happened to you. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is even in fear, even in darkness, there is intelligence. Okay, let's unpack this. So imagine like you are a grown man, grown woman, and then you want to cross the road. Like you want to cross the road and you start crossing the road without checking both sides to see if there are cars. And you start walking, and then there are like there are cars stopping on both sides. So now you are depending on the other person's fear to protect yourself. In other words, other person is like braking really fast to protect you. So what happened there? Because imagine like 200,000 years ago, approximately, we didn't have this thing called amygdala, right? So in a deeper level of your brain, like somewhere around here, we call it emotional brain, but in that there is a tiny almond-sized thingy called amygdala. So around 200,000 years ago, humans did not have this amygdala. So what does that mean? What it means is, if one human was walking across the street, imagine that there were cars at the time, walking across the street, and the one man got killed, the other man who's behind him just follow the man and get killed himself too. Why? Because he doesn't have a mechanism to understand. He doesn't have a mechanism to understand that, oh, if I do this, this is what is going to happen. Makes sense? Amygdala provides that. Amygdala stores that information so that we could predict for the future. Oh, Joe did this, so Mary, you shouldn't do this because Joe got killed. Let's not do this again. Let me give you another example. Imagine this Joe and Mary, they're walking in the bush, and they start seeing a bush moving, right? They're like, oh my gosh, this might be food. And they went in there. All of a sudden, this is a tiger that is coming out of it. And the tiger eats Joe. Why always Joe? I don't know. But tiger eats Joe. What happens to Mary? Mary looks at the situation and then has no intelligence to learn from it. Mary, next time a bush is moving, Mary will go straight into it and then get killed by another tiger. Why? Because Mary doesn't have the intelligence associated with what needs to happen next time. This happened to us, so in order for this to not happen to us, we need to do certain thing. We don't have the fear intelligence there. So that's why your fear has intelligence. So what are you afraid of right now? Like, think about it. What are you afraid of right now? Are you afraid that you're going to fail? Are you afraid that you don't have enough cash flow? Uh, are you afraid that you might fail again? Are you afraid that you're going to be rejected? What are you afraid of? Whatever that fear is, look deep into it and see what is intelligence on this. What can I learn from this fear? So oftentimes in our personal development, when people read like so many books and follow like so many personal development teachers, what they say is, oh, we should avoid fear by any cost. Fear is the evil, it is fear that is stopping us. In some terms, I would say that the fear of fear has become a bigger problem now. If you understand what I mean by that, we are so much fearful about fear. We're glorifying fear and giving credit to fear for so many things. What if we could stop being fearful about fear and then tap into fear as if it's an intelligent species? Intelligent species. Like, oh, what is the intelligence this particular fear is bringing? If you have a fear that you would not have enough money this month, right, for, let's say, paying salary or like taking care of your business, for paying for your expenses, what can you learn from it? What can you learn from it? And how can you manage that? How can you manage that? So what is the intelligence? What is the fear trying to tell you? And learn from it and then move forward with that. Right? So imagine, like, as a species, how do we work, right? Like, as a species, when you are like really tiny, like 2-year, 3-year-old, or 1-year-old probably, and you are so attracted to fire. You're so attracted to fire. Fire is so beautiful, and humans have this fascination for fire. So when you're tiny and then you walk towards the fire, and then you went like, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. It's so, like, it's so yummy. It's so it's so amazing. And then you want to touch the fire. Either your parent told you, oh no, this is dangerous, don't go away, and then you got fearful and you went back. One option. Another option is your parent was like crazy, and then the person thought, you know what, she has to experience fear, he has to experience fear or fire, and then you went by yourself and you touch fire, and then you withdraw. You're like, oh my gosh, this could actually burn me. And you learn something. What is intelligence? Fire could kill you. So how could we use fire to transform? Like, how could you use fire to create energy, right? I mean, olden times when we didn't have stoves, when I was young, we were using fire to cook, right? And humans, finding fire was a huge thing for human experience, because it took us a long time to find fire. Imagine the time where you were eating food without even fire. I mean, they didn't have stoves, obviously. So think about it. So look at fire, right? This is something that you need to be scared of. But when you went there and when you touched it, all of a sudden you learned that fire is not something that is useful in a controlled situation. When if you're like tiny person and then you get into it and then you got all burned, then you're not coming back. It's not going to solve any problem for you or anyone. But let's say you were in a supervised situation, you experience fire and you learn from it. Same thing with fear as well. Right? So there is an intelligence in this aspect where you're going towards this thing, and your fear is telling you, don't go to this fire. And maybe you might still need to go. You might not listen to fear, but what is the intelligence of fear? What is the intelligence of fear? So you might still go towards fire, and you might build an oven to make pizza or bake cake using fire. But you need to find out how this fear is giving you an advice that is probably helpful for you. And if there is no helpful intelligence that you could take from the fear, then it's fine. But you need to listen to your fear's intelligence. That's what I'm going to share with you today. Like, think about it. Like, whatever fears that you have, even if it's irrational, I know most fears are irrational, but even if it is an irrational fear, what is a rational, intelligence behind this idea of fear? Find that out. And in your business, whether it is marketing or sales or economy or automation or COVID or whatever it is, find out the intelligence of your fear and then adapt to that and take your business to the next level. Maybe you will do the same thing. Like, for example, whichever fire that you are going towards, you might still go. But now you're going with an additional intelligence that you tapped in from fear. Now you have closed the possibility of being blind spotted. Right? You don't have a blind spot. Now you thought about it. Okay, that is something that could happen. You would still do it. Like in probability, we would say, hey, in the future, there is probably 20% chance that I'm going to succeed in business, but I might still do it because now I know that these are the odds of me being successful. 80% of the time, I might not succeed at all, but still I would do it. Yeah, but you tapped into the intelligence from the fear. That's what I want to look into. I know that this is completely opposite or counterinstinctive to whatever you have heard from most people, but figure out a way to tap into the intelligence of your fear. There are different layers of fear. There are tiny fears, medium fears, big fears, like life encompassing fears. But whatever it is, all of them have their own intelligence. The more deeper that you could go and tap into your intelligence from fear, the deeper that you could take your business to the next level so that you could have more revenue, more profit, more income right away by strategically converting the intelligence of the fear and still going in the direction that you want to be going. But now the probability of you winning in business, making more income, more profit, and more revenue would significantly increase. Let me know what you think about this video. I want to hear your feedback, even if it's not something that is completely agreeing with me, but still I want to hear your feedback as to what do you think about this video. And I know it is a completely different way of looking at things, but what do you think? What is your feeling? And subscribe and ring the bell so that you get videos every time I post these videos so that you could take your business to the next level. I help only business people to take their business to the next level because I cannot help everybody. So that's why this is a journey that I'm in. So I wanted to support as many business people all over the world to take their business to the next level. Hopefully you can understand me. Hopefully this is clear. Let me know what you think about the video, and remember to subscribe. And again, I'm Ruble Chandy, the #1 international bestselling author of 90 Days to Life and the creator of Accelerator Business Seminars. I look forward to talking to you next time. Bye.